Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning in to the 16th episode of our feat series. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most commonly picked and versatile feats in the player's handbook. Today we're going to be taking a look at Elemental Adept. As mentioned previously, it is found in the player's handbook, and it is perfect for you magic casting specialists out there, or you elemental wizards. That being said, if you're unfamiliar with how feats work or when you get them, you usually get them every 4 levels or so, and you get them instead of your ability score increase. There are essentially ways you can add extra features, traits, and abilities to your character and make them a little bit more personalized in the process. That being said, let's take a quick look at the description for Elemental Adapt. There is a prerequisite for this feat, and that is you have to be able to cast at least one spell, which really makes sense when you think about it. And the description reads as followed. When you gain this feat, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Spells you cast ignore resistances to the damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that deals damage of that type, you can treat any 1 on a damage die as a 2. You can select this feat multiple times. Each time you do so, you must choose a different damage type. Very cool stuff, and pretty self-explanatory as well. That being said, let's take a look at the walkthrough so we can flesh it out just a little bit better. So essentially, step 1. Pick a damage type: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Step 2. Be aware of the fact that it ignores resistance, not immunity. And 1 on damage dice are treated as 2. It doesn't mean you get to re-roll the damage die or anything like that. It essentially doubles your minimum damage, which is quite good in the long run. And this feat can be chosen more than once so long as it is a different element each time. So really cool stuff. I like the implications for this thematically more than I like the actual mechanical benefits. I'm not saying it's not a strong feat, but I'll get into that more a little bit later. You know what, let's just do it now. Let's take a look at my personal thoughts on it. So, as I mentioned earlier, I like it thematically more than I like it mechanically. Reason being, I love the idea of a spellcaster falling in love with one particular element and honing his entire magical ability and connection with the weave to better suit that elemental. That's super cool. Mechanically, it's really good too. Ignoring resistance is fantastic, and doubling your minimum hit die is also really good too. You know, who benefits most from it? I really gotta say, well, casters, in all honesty. I think the 2 most likely culprits would probably be wizards and... wizards and sorcerers, and maybe even clerics as well, just because they get access to the larger spell list, so for that reason, really good. In terms of the best element to pick, you know what, it's super campaign dependent. A good example of this is fire, so there's more fire-related spells than there are any other spells in the game, but there are also more fire-immune creatures. Flame immunity is one of the most common immunities, so it really does depend what kind of enemies you're going up against. So tune it to your own campaign, and tune it to your own flavor as well. If you find you're using a lot of lightning lure and a lot of lightning-based spells, then it makes sense to pick lightning, even if it's not the most optimal one to pick. This is a fun feat, and it's meant to be used as such. That being said, if you have any crazy ideas, any builds, or any cool stories involving Elemental Adapt, I'd really like to hear them down beneath in the comments, and I know everyone else tuning in would as well. So as always, thank you so much guys, and happy adventuring.